Hello there, welcome back to my channel. This is Louise Ahmed from Manchester, and today we're looking at some seedlings that I germinated during September, sort of late August, beginning of September. So I'll get straight to it. And in this pot here, I'm happy to say that I got the Baccurea Motleyana, which is a type of fruit, belongs to, I think, sort of like similar to lychees and rambutans. And I got this to germinate. It took ages, to be honest with you. The seed cap was on this little plant for at least a week or two, and had to keep spraying it with the mister bottle, and eventually sort of prise the seed coat off. You can still see remnants of the seed coat there. The leaves, these are the first leaves, I think they're called the cotyledons. So they're not the true leaves. So I don't know what the true leaves going to look like because they've not emerged yet. So it's quite a slow one. I've planted quite a few seeds in two different pots. And the first lot I did plant had tiny little root appearing, and I thought, oh right, we're off to a good start, but it didn't get past that stage. It just shriveled up and died. So I ended up putting some more seeds in this pot, which I'd already planted some other seeds in, and I left this outside in the plastic greenhouse. And we did have some nice sunny weather over the course of September, and we're nearing the end of September. And this emerged first, and it took about a week, as I say, a week or so to get the seed coat off. And then just as that was happening, this emerged. So I've got two little Baccurea Motleyanas, and same thing happened. I had to prise the seed coat off after spraying it continuously. The leaves are kind of leathery, like a fiddly fig almost. But as I say, I don't think these are the main leaves. These are the sort of seed leaves. And Baccurea Motleyana, or Lotkon, bubby fruit as it's known in places in Bangladesh. It's very similar to the lychee. Has a creamy flesh, sort of jelly-like, but sort of like firm jelly. And the seeds are not the same as a lychee fruit. The lychee and the rambutan, they all tend to have these big black shiny seeds, whereas the seeds of this were small. There was about 3 in each fruit. I'll try and put a picture up of the fruit that I bought and the seeds, so you know what I'm talking about. So very similar on the outside, looking like either a longon or a lychee, but the seeds were flatter and they were not shiny. They were sort of a maroony mottled type of colour. So yeah, seeds look completely different to the rest of the lychee family. So I'm glad I got 2 of these, and hopefully they'll continue to grow. So that's Baccurea Motleyana, Lotkon, or bubby fruit. And this, around it, are Psidium Guava. So I've already planted the Psidium Guava in here. I had a ton of them. Basically, I took the seeds from the fruit. I'll put a picture up of what Psidium Guava is. This is not the same as the Cattleyarnum type of guava that a lot of people grow here in the UK. They grow them outdoors, and they are much smaller fruits, and the inside of that fruit is sort of like a jelly-like, whereas this Psidium Guava is tropical guava, and the inside of the fruit of this is not jelly-like, it's like a creamy flesh. It's not sort of like transparent, you know, it's not jelly-like. It's like a creamy colour. When they're unripe, they can be quite hard, sort of like an apple on the inside. But when they're fully ripe, the skin goes very thin and it has quite a strong odour. And the seeds, there are lots and lots of seeds inside there. But yeah, it's hard to describe if you've never had a guava. It's kind of like a citrusy, custardy kind of combination. Yeah, difficult to describe, but this is tropical guava, Psidium Guava. And I just want to show you some more guava that I planted about 2 months ago. And these are a lot bigger, you can see. And I'll just zoom in. The stems are what they call quadrangular. They're not cylinders. So they've got sides to them. And that's typical of a tropical guava. And the veins on the leaves are quite deep, like deep grooves or deeply serrated. And they're sort of a matte leaf. They're not shiny, glossy, waxy leaves like the Cattleyarnums tend to. Cattleyarnums have got more of a less serrations on the leaf, and some of them are a bit furry as well. But this, as you can see, these are different. These are tropical guava, and I do like this. I had one that was growing. Oh, I planted my first guava seeds back in 2010, and 2 years later I went to a plant, well, it was like a fair, and I had a plant stall there, and I had a ton of these guava saplings. They were 2-year-old by that time, and I sold them, and I kept one for myself, which I had up until 2017, and unfortunately it died. I'd left it out in a plastic greenhouse, which was my mistake. I should have kept it indoors. Left it in the plastic greenhouse thinking, you know, it would fare better there and perhaps get some flowers going on it. And unfortunately the cold, or it could have been the cold, or it could have been the damp that got to it. I'm pretty sure it was anthracnose that killed off the 7-year-old guava. So here I am again, now trying to grow guava again. You know, I do like them, so it does take a few years for them to fruit, as I know from my own experience. I never got any flowers on that one, but I'm hoping this time I have a bit more experience and a bit more luck, and maybe in a few years time I'll get some fruit, you know, flowers off them at least. So that's the guava, Psidium Guava, tropical guava. And last but not least, I have a Cherimoya here, which is a fruit that's grown throughout tropical climates in South America, in India, Bangladesh, places like that, Malaysia, Thailand, pretty much, you know, around most of the tropical countries in the world will grow this. And there's so many different types, but this is what we commonly call like a custard apple. Has a very creamy flesh inside with black shiny seeds. I've got 2 Cherimoyas growing now at the moment. They're nearly 3 years old. They're outside, which I will be bringing them indoors soon because the temperature's dropping out there. So the first time I grew one of these was back in 1979 in Bangladesh. Planted some seeds that had the fruit. That was the first time I'd actually ate a Cherimoya. So I promptly planted the seeds, which is what I tend to do, and it grew into a fully sized, fully grown tree. and it was there for, oh gosh, 20 years, and then in a storm it blew over, and you know, it was irretrievable, which was sad to say. So yes, that was my first experiment, and it grew into a full-size tree. Sad that it's not around today. So here I am growing Cherimoya again. I did put them originally, this pot was in the propagator, and you can see here there's a stump there and a little stump here, and that's happened because I left them in the propagator after they germinated and got a couple of leaves on them, and it was a really hot sunny day, and the propagator was in full sun, so it had the heat and the sun on it, and it just killed, you know, these little seedlings. It was just too hot for them. So I took it out of the propagator and just left the pot on the window ledge, and then a few weeks later this popped up. So yeah, this is popped up, oh gosh, probably about 2 weeks now that this has been growing. So yeah, nice and healthy. Looks a little bit light green on the leaves there. It probably needs to go into a bigger pot now and give it a good feed. And this won't be going outside. These are not frost hardy, not in the baby stage anyway. I've tried to experiment putting the Cherimoyas outside, or atafol as they're called in Bengali, put them outside and see how they got on, and yeah, they'll tolerate it, but they don't thrive. So they are best indoors or in a greenhouse if you've got one. I don't have a greenhouse. Maybe that's a project I should be looking at for next year, is so that I can house some of my tropical plants there, the big ones that have no space for indoors. Maybe put in a greenhouse and have a heater put in there, and some lighting. Maybe that's on the wish list for next year. But yeah, so this is these are the plants that have germinated over September. I'll just pan over there. There's my Piper nigrams. These are cuttings that I've grown over the last few months, and over there's my little seed station, my germination station I should say, and I will be doing a video on those plants, and I'm not going to say what they are now, but if you could like and subscribe, and if you wish to find out what I'm germinating there, and you want updates on the progress on these and any of the other plants that I've shown in my previous videos, please like, share and subscribe, and hope to see you soon. Thank you. Bye bye.